On behalf of the organizing committee, it is my honor to extend my heartfelt welcome to all of you to the second day of this two-day conclave. In the first day of this conclave, we have had really thought-provoking and inspiring discussions on the subject of Odisha's traditional textile and textile tourism. And in the second session on the first day, we had a thorough discussion on technical textiles that was deliberated upon by the experts in the field. Today, in the third session, we are going to have a discussion on the theme building a resilient textile ecosystem in Odisha. Under this theme, we are going to understand how can we map the raw materials availability and the scope of enhancing production capacity, strategies for strengthening value chain in Odisha's textile sector, policy support, infrastructure and financing for the textile industry, sustainable and eco-friendly textile practices, encouraging innovation and diversification, skill development and youth engagement, and market access and digital empowerment. In this panel discussion, we will have eminent speakers. As the keynote speaker of the session, we will have the opportunity to listen to Professor Kedarnath Das, Mr. Kanti Prakash Brahma, Mr. Amulya Mohanty, Dr. Sarvanarayan Mishra, Srimati Priyanka Priyadarshini, Mr. Sarad Kumar Satpathy, Mr. Vijay Kumar Sahu. We will also be joined by our guest, Mr. Ashutosh Mohanty and Mr. Pramod Kumar Giri. Thank you so much everyone for joining us in the second day of this National Textile Conclave. It is our honor to have you join us for the panel discussion, the third panel discussion. Without further ado, I would like to invite you on the dais. I request the keynote speaker, Professor Kedarnath Das, Mr. Kanti Prakash Brahma, Mr. Amulya Mohanty, who is going to be the rapporteur of the session, Dr. Sarvanarayan Mishra, Madam Priyanka Priyadarshini, Mr. Sarad Kumar Satpathy, Mr. Vijay Kumar Sahu to kindly grace us on the dais. We are being joined by our esteemed panelists for the third session of the conclave, and as I take this opportunity to read a few lines about our panelists, I request Madam Anshul Mohanty and Madam Arpita Senapati to kindly join me in extending our hearty welcome to our panelists. As the keynote speaker of the session, we will have Professor Kedarnath Das. Sir Das has graduated from University of Calcutta and he's completed his master's degree. We are now extending our warmth to Dr. Sarvanarayan Mishra, Professor Kedarnath Das, Mr. Kanti Prakash Brahma. It is an honor for us to host such eminent panelists to discuss on the subject of building a resilient textile ecosystem in Odisha, mapping the raw materials availability and scope of enhancing production capacity in our home state. We are now extending our gratitude. We are now extending our gratitude to Madam Priyanka Priyadarshini. May I request Shrijukta Pramod Giri to kindly join us on the dais. We are now being joined by Sir Pramod Giri. May I also request Mr. Ashutosh Mahanti to kindly join us. We have now been joined by our illustrious list of panelists. I will take this opportunity to read a few lines on our keynote speaker before I hand it over to the reporter for the session, who is none other than Mr. Amulya Mahanti. The keynote speaker, as I've mentioned, is none other than Professor Kedarnath Das, Sir Das, who has graduated from University of Calcutta and has completed his master's degree in textile from BJTI Mumbai. He has started his career in the textile industries, and after working for about 3 years, he entered in teaching profession. Professor Das is having 35 years of teaching experiences and worked as senior lecturer and principal in charge Institute of Textile Technology, Chaudhar, Odisha. He retired as Associate Professor from the Department of Textile Engineering, CET, which is now OUTR, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. He has immensely contributed in establishing the above two institutes, and it is our privilege to host Sir Das as the keynote speaker. May I now request Sir Das to kindly take over and address the keynote speech in the third session of our two-day conclave. Sir, please.
Okay, Jai Jagannath, and good morning to all, though it is now already 12, so now we are going to start fast session, so good morning to all of you, and distinguished guests, esteemed speakers in the panel of this session, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed an honor to be here to speak few words on the textile ecosystem in Odisha. So, it is a session that instead of delivering presentation with regard to any technical parameter, it is a discussion that we will do from the experience of the eminent textile technologies from the state and with just having an aim to how to build up an ecosystem in the state. So, if we talk to textile, usually what we mean, people ask some layman or general person what is textile, what answer he or she will, that is kapra. This is the general kapra. But textiles are far more than fabric. They represent livelihood and economic mobility. So it is very important sector, and across India, the textile sector is the second largest employer next to agriculture, that you know all. That is so if we look at that, legacy, textile legacy for that our handloom sector, that's only that also distinguished place in Indian textile landscape because of his intricate weaving and design and globally admired fabric. The globally admired Sambalpuri intricate weaving, footpath, natural dye that you know all that is our Odisha's pride. So, but and also it also provides a that strong it is strong artisan base and cultural heritage and sustaining livelihood of and women environment. So many states transmits into the world. That is our legacy now. But it will look into the look at the textile scenario, mechanized textile sector. Odisha lacks. Then historically, once upon a time, Odisha possessed a strong, not a strong, sound textile base, having a composite mill, Odisha textile mills, having 13 spinning mills, cooperative spinning mill under spin fed, 3 spinning mill under IDC and around 3000 power looms, that is. But due course of time, because of several factors, such as that is raw material crisis, financial crisis, management gap, just many factors, they gradually they became sick and largely closed. Now the scenario is very precarious. Only now we have two small spinning mill under that is private spinning mills, only two, and only around 2000 power looms they are operating in unorganized way, and they regarding how the processing unit garment unit now is going to it is coming that is garment industry slowly, but processing house export that no thing. So in that textile mechanized sector lacks now. So now it is time that we have to build a resilient textile ecosystem for the survival of both sector to preserve our handloom legacy as well as the mechanized sectors of this. You see, our handlooms are our handloom is so neat that it is I can say that is for the high market value product they are doing high market value. Oh, but textile mechanized sector they mean for the volume market that is that is. So our the heritage is important, but we will keep it. At the same time, we should think to that is how the mechanized textile sector will also grow. That is. After all that, it is time to build a mechanized resilient textile ecosystem. Why resilient matters today? That because that materials price fluctuation and inconsistent supply of yarn, disruption in global supply chain, shifting consumer preferences, technological transition, climatic uncertainties, geopolitical and trade-related shocks that can devastate loosely connected producer community, impact on livelihood. So, so a resilient ecosystem ensure diversifying economic source through value-added product that improving access to finance and market, stable raw material supply, modernization production process by preserving cultural identity. So building institutions that can coordinate across actors from farmers to exporters. That is, it is really it is highly required. Backward and forward linkages among the producer at different level. That is the highly essential nowadays. So to overcome all the factors what we have seen in previous slide, the crisis factor that can be overcome by resilient ecosystem. So before this, so today in this session, that's why today in this session, in our panel, have got many speakers related to raw materials, related to production and export marketing and sustainability textile, and also government official here to apprise all of you regarding government textile policy for the growth of textile unit. Oh, that is. So let us have a SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis on our textile sector of the state. We have the strength in where raw material. Odisha, we know Odisha's western and southern district contribute a measurable portion of cotton production. Though in cotton production, it is not among the top rank, still Odisha is producing a measurable cotton production. As per the statistics, the cultivation area is around 2.39 acres and production around 8 lakh bales. So, in regarding this, our Professor Mishra from YOT, Professor Mishra is there. He will enlighten you in details with regard to cotton production. Then also, Tosa said, Monopoly several materials also are produced. Second, our strength is human resource availability. Already we have expertise in handloom weavers, that is. Their expertise cannot be compared to others. But for mechanized industry, we need to produce skilled manpower for which there is young workforce 60% under 35 years. So if they will be trained properly, so there will be a surplus human resources, manpower in our state. for the growth of textile sectors. Their strategic location with proximity to Eastern and South Asian market through Paradeep and Dharmapur. Now there is no export house in our state. No export house in our state. There is only one, I think, handloom on handloom. That is for exporting. There is those who are now exporting. They have to go to the near neighbor state for both of the nearest state for that is cement. But in our state, Paradeep Dhamma state available. So that is a strategic location with proximity to eastern and southern market through Paradeep and Dhamma ports. And also state is now have taken initiation that is for the growth of textile sector. So state start textile policy in 2022 scheme putting promotion of textile industry scheme putting handloom promotion scheme koi infrastructure development scheme. There's so many government is now supporting. So we must our entrepreneur must take this opportunity. So now let us come to our weakness and gap. Because of lack of spinning mills, we got face inconsistently on supply and high price factor. So that already I have told. Earlier. Then weakness is fragmented supply chain. Some fragmented supply chain, most of our handlooms and powerloom sector, they operate in micro and small industry that is operate. So that that causes that is high logistic that is. So that means suppose at cotton somebody have 4 to 5 pounds at Ganjam, another 10 to 15. So that they are operating in organized way, unorganized way. That is they are operating. So it is very difficult for them to just get it processed or finish or for marketing purposes. The basic problem that is. So cluster must be developed. That will for that they should be integrated. There should be an integrated cluster or for their convenience. Then infrastructure deficit. Infrastructure deficit means there is no infrastructure for common facility like processing, dyeing, testing, and certification for export. That is so that infrastructure need to be developed. And no private instruments are compared to Gujarat and other states like Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. Skill mismatch between traditional and mechanized operation. That is weakness. And if we go to opportunity, The high potential for establishing modern spinning mill, power, cost epic processing unit, integrated apparel parts, and composite textile unit. And now technical tested, a high growth frontier nowadays is emerging area. Employment generation, textile clusters can generate substantial rural and urban employment, especially for women. Value addition and export potential, moving from raw cotton or grade fabric to finished garment, home textile, technical fabrics can significantly enhance export value. Industry academic collaboration. There is scope for industry academic collaboration because Odisha has textile institute, fashion colleges, ITI. There are two polytechnics, one degree stream, OUTR, and one handloom institute, the Indian Institute of Handloom Technology at Paragon, National Institute of Fashion Technology there. So educational academic institutions are there. Only we have to just interact industry. There should be academic and industry collaboration should be there. There is scope for collaboration. What I mean to say that. So, so threat is competition from textile dominant states, global competition, climate and raw material challenges. Cotton production is vulnerable to climate change and pest attack, market fluctuation, global demand shifts, currency fluctuation, and trade policy can affect stability. So, keeping this analysis in view, oh, we may today will discuss and we may concentrate on these strategic pillars that I am giving outlines about the strategic pillars for building a resilient textile ecosystem. And in the panel, the panelists are there, they will share their valuable experience. Raw material assurance security, that is encouraging scientific farming practices, promoting organic cotton, farmer industry linkages and traceability to stabilize cotton is very essential for survival of the farmer as well as the ginning mills and spinning mills of the state. Planning to enhance the production of jute, silk and technical fibers. That is. That is under first pillar, raw material. Second is technology and infrastructure. Establishing integrated cluster linking raw material supplies, spinning, weaving, processing, garmenting and logistics. Common facilitation of testing laboratory, warehousing and shared utility, CTP, diocese and the what infrastructure deficit in our state. Those are jobs that needs to be established. Then, adopting digital technology like Industry 4 to enhance competitiveness and sustainability. That is. Then, the textile is now nowadays not only restricted to clothing. Yesterday we had a session technical textile. So textile now that application is now versatile. That is in every field, agriculture, construction, hospital, so many. And in specifically in Odisha, there is scope for agro textile, hospital textile, and geotextiles. That is scope for implementation. So entrepreneurs they may come forward, that is to think in this line because those the consumption of this there is demand of agri textile and hospital textiles and geotextile in the state, that is. Then finance, credit and aggregation model, finance assistance like capital subsidy, interest subvention scheme and modernization incentive for SMEC. Our government have certain scheme also, but in general, promoting cluster-based credit, working capital loans and receivable financing, encouraging cooperative FPO and producer companies to aggregate orders and negotiate for better pricing. That is, then branding, marketing, access and digital. Our handlooms are already branded GI based, but it needs to be strengthened furthermore because such specific products nowadays are there. So it should be strengthened and promote quality certification. That is. So, facilitating onboarding of weavers and textile unit to e-commerce platform, participation in national textile it is common thing, launching of an Odisha textile brand, identity focusing on sustainability, heritage and innovation. So, yesterday during that handloom session, that our madam is also there. There must be storytelling in that is. So like that, brand should be there. One brand should be launched by the with the support of Odisha government. That is that or by combining all industries, they should launch a brand that is having identity, focusing on sustainability, heritage and innovation. Nowadays, sustainability is very a popular word and nowadays everywhere for exporters they need that things, that is. So that for sustainability, with our Dr. Kanti Brahma, he will enlighten us today in sustainability. Their sustainability and environment plus promoting. I think you will explain in details. Promoting low water dyeing, natural dyeing and eco-friendly chemical. Establish CTV in cluster area, encouraging adoption of renewable energy solution. Solar to energy efficient machinery. Odisha has the opportunity to brand itself as a green textile by promoting natural dye, waste recycling, and energy efficient practices. That is. The scope in Odisha opportunity is there. That is. And nowadays is always a divided circular textile ecosystem. That means it is from take, make, waste to design and reuse. That is the next. Accordingly, the ecosystem should be built. Should be it is built out. That is. Then skill development and institutional strengthening, establishing specialized training centers and introducing structured program for reskilling traditional artisan and training youth in modern textile. Reskilling traditional artisan. The artisan, our traditional artisan, they are already skilled. What do you mean by reskilling? That is, we have to just not reskilling, just to update their knowledge with regard to technical. That means eco-friendly dyeing. That application of natural dye. This new innovation, new anything, they need to be their knowledge to be updated to this, should be updated to these things. And because the artisan are still handloom artisan, they are very expert. They have expert in there, no doubt. They are good artisan, but due to lack of awareness, they are still using that bad dye and Also certain band dye, also some weavers they are using certain band dye also. So training youth in modern, our youth percentage more. So if they need to be trained in this field, and it is a easier way for employment generation for them. That is, in textile sector can provide employment to them rather than other sectors. Developing a textile industry academic council to align curriculum with technological needs. So all university or institutions in the state, they should in collaboration, I have told that there should be academia and industry collaboration. So industry and academic council need to be set up to be set to align curriculum with technological needs. That is. And there is also the opportunity that government can set up this common facility center, common textile testing center at OETR because they have the infrastructure. Only that infrastructure are being utilized by the students. That infrastructure could be utilized for the state and from which students can better they can learn also. That is so there is opportunity that is a this infrastructure of Department of Textile Engineering OUTR that can be updated, innovated and that is innovated and that can be utilized for the common value center, common testing lab center and certification center also that could be used. Then strengthening management capacity of cooperatives and small enterprises, that is result training program. Then for strengthening management capacity of cooperatives and small enterprises. So regional expected outcome from regional textile system of Odisha will generate employment across rural and urban regions, enhance value addition through spinning, weaving, finishing and garmenting, strengthening global position of Odisha handlooms, creating strong forward and backward linkages, improve incomes of weavers, household and cotton farmers, position Odisha as a manufacturing hub for both traditional and technical textiles, promote environmentally sustainable growth. So, lastly, my also conclusion be the way forward. Let us weave together tradition and technology, resilience and growth to make Odisha shine as a global textile hub. Thank you all of you.
Jai Jagannath and Namaskar. Good afternoon to the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. And Kedar sir, our beloved Kedar sir. I don't have any words to describe. He is the founder of textile in Odisha. He is the founder of textile education in Odisha. And he has described well total ecosystem starting from raw material to the garments and industries. Actually, we are all the you can lots of people yesterday the aluminium meet was there. There are lots of the alumni are coming had come, and they all are in a good positions, and they are the students of Kedar sir. So that was it was a proud moment, and to have him in our panel. Thank you, sir, for your all insights and all the the intelligence and insights of the ecosystem of Odisha. Thank you. To start with the sessions, and I'll go for a small introduction from everybody, and I want to know their some achievements in the recent achievements from. Which is like 2 to 3 minutes. We'll give as an introduction round. Then we'll go for a panel discussions. Who has the some presentations? You will present it, and otherwise we'll go for a panel discussions. Please. So I'd request Mr. Dr. Sarpanarayan Misra to introduce himself, and please.
Hello, very good afternoon to all. This is my proud privilege to be here among experts. Myself, working as professor and head, Division of Agricultural Economics of Odisha University of Agriculture and Technology. And, actually, OUT being the sole farm varsity has all the wings, teaching, research and extension. I am also heading the consultancy cell of the university, and with respect to cotton, we have one all India coordinated research projects on cotton. So a network project running all over the country, and so far as because Kedar sir has narrated vivid details covering all the facets of the textile value chain. So we belong to only so far as if you limit our role as an university, so the production we have only 10 to 15% of the entire the textile value chain, but this is one of the key player. If we compare the production productivity, the scenario that is there in Odisha and India vis-a-vis China. So more details we will discuss in the latter spell, and I think this will be the introduction of myself.
Okay, thank you, sir. Then I want to request Mr. Pramod Kumar Giri to tell some words. Okay, Kanti Brahma. Then tell some achievements of your present work.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kanti Prakash Brahma. Currently, I'm employed as country controller production in H&M. H&M is one of the biggest fashion retailer globally. Basically, I have 17 years experience in areas related to strategic sourcing, consultancy services. I'm a student of Kedar around basically BTech from textile engineering from here. Then I did my MTech from IIT Delhi, MBA from SM Bhubaneswar.
Yeah, thank you, Kanti Brahma. Then Mr. Vijay Bhai, हमारा beloved Vijay Bhai, and he's in the Textile Commissioner, wants to listen from you.
Good afternoon to everybody. My name is B.K. Saho. I am presently working as the Assistant Director, Regional of Textile Conclave, taking additional charge for Kotak office and Manila office. And I've been total 39 years in the textile related industry and directly in the industry around 4 years. So I shall give the information related to textile industries including cotton cultivation of Odisha in the state. So on the particular DDJ forum for the entrepreneurship, the technical knowledge part, our Kedasan and OUT, they would provide. But what should be our proposal in the future for the textile industry in the state of Odisha? That I will give my suggestion, and Mr. Asutosh is here. He will be also cooperate with us, and whatever possible schemes will be prepared by the government of Odisha and in collaboration with the government of India, that we will discuss in detail.
Thank you, Vijay bhai. And then I would request Madam Priyanka Priyadarshini to the audience wants to listen from you of your present achievements.
Good afternoon, Namaskar. I am Priyanka Priyadarshini. I am currently working as a VP Business Development with Grasim Industries Limited. I am an alum of NIFT Kolkata. I have done my post-graduation from NIFT and my MBA from INSEAD in France. Since last 22 years, I have been working in retail and textile industry. I've had my stint with Future Group, Reliance, and also startup. I've been into the entrepreneurship as well. As a core team member, we started a women's ethnic wear brand called Imara and scaled it up to break even, and the brand is taken over by Goat Labs right now. And in my current role, I am involved in multiple business development activities along with textile industry as well, and working in different clusters pan India to ensure consumption of viscose in multiple products. I would be talking about innovation and sustainability and engagement in different clusters and how we do our activities throughout India. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. We are privileged to have you here with us. And I would like to request Mr. Sarath Kumar Satpathy and to tell about their like some achievements, some like insights of the spinning sectors. Thank you.
नमस्कार मो ना शरद कुमार सतपथी मु जड़े टेक्सटाइल टेक्नोलॉजिस्ट ता सतरे मोर मैनेजमेंट रो भी एक्सपीरियंस अछि मैनेजमेंट भी करी ओडिशा तथा ओडिशा बाहर मोर एक्सपर्टाइज होची मो कॉटन स्पिनिंग मिल मैनमेड स्पिनिंग मिल सिंथेटिक ब्लेंडेड स्पिनिंग मिल रे मोर एक्सपर्टाइज अछि both technically and managerially. गोटे इंडस्ट्रीज रे हमें काम करतलु आदित्य विक्रम बिर्ला का पार रे जोटी गोटे नारा थिला यू नेम द फाइबर विल गिव यू द यार्ड यू नेम द फाइबर विल गिव यू द यार्ड सो मोर एक्सपर्टाइज बोथ कॉटन वूलन नायलन एक्रिलिक पॉलिएस्टर एंड अदर्स बेसिकली मु जने टेक्सटाइल टेक्नोलॉजिस्ट एवं मैनेजरियल हेड थिली तो वर्तमान मु कंसल्टेंसी करची इन स्पिनिंग एंड जिनिंग यूनिट उडारे ओडिसा चैप्टर ऊपर एति कहबा पड़िबो जे मु बहुत पब्लिक सेक्टर और प्राइवेट सेक्टर रे काम करची मु आशा करची जे आपण माने भी ए जिंसटा को डीपली देखंतु एवं करंतु धन्यवाद.
Thank you, sir. I would request Mr. Asutosh Mohanty from Director of Textile, tell his achievements and tell about some of the key like schemes. Thank you.
Jai Jagannath, Namaskar. Myself Asutosh Mohanty, and I was passed in BTech 2011 from CET, now the OET year. After that, I was worked for 3 to 4 years in the industrial sector, like Alo, Wellspun, then Malwa Industries, then to Aditya Birla, then the Jaisri Textiles, then come to Odisha by cracking the OPAC for Assistant Director of Textiles in 2015, and my initial posting was ADT Koraput. Till today, I was hold around 19 offices, zonal offices in textile garment sector. Apart from that, I was hold the deputy address agriculture post. Now I am working deputy director of textiles in headquarters along with the managing director Spinfed. My organization of the Spinfed under the Department of Handloom Textiles and Handicrafts is aiming to establish the few textile units and incentive from it will through the Spinfed and then implement this. Thank you. Thanks to my professors, Roshni sir, Bibu sir, for that I am here. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Asutosh Mante. At last, I would like to request Mr. Pramod Kumar Giri to tell us.
Hello, good morning, Jai Jagannath. I am Engineer Pramod Kumar Giri, BTech from Calcutta University and MBA from Jadavpur University, and worked in spinning mills of Odisha, West Bengal, and in Bangladesh also. I worked both in National Development and National Textile Corporation, National Handloom Development Corporation, and also I am fellow member Institution of Engineers India and past chairman Institution of Engineers Research Center, ex-CEO SADA, a state agency under the Textiles and Handloom Department, and I work also as a consultant in Planning and Coordination Department, was also head of the project in SIDA, and now I am an entrepreneur. We are having one textile processing unit, that is sizing and dyeing unit at Khurda Industrial Estate. This is, and now I am an entrepreneur. Everything is past, now I am an entrepreneur. A little entrepreneur, small entrepreneur. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, sir. Then thank you all, and we have a privilege to have you with our panel discussions. And thank you again, and thank you for the all the audience and the dignitaries of the dais. Then I would like to say to start the sessions here, and I would request Mr. Dr. Sarvanarayan Misra to tell about the raw material. We are talking about, we are discussing about the total ecosystem of Odisha, starting from raw materials to garmenting. Again, wastage, then sustainability, then recycle, then again to the mainstream. So, to start with the raw material, I would request Mr. Dr. Sarvanarayan Misra to tell about the insights of the raw materials, starting natural, it's like natural cotton, hemp, linen. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Misra. Actually, we're running out of time, so I have to request all the speakers to finish their speech within 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, and then after that we'll take some question answer session, some questions from the audience. Thank you.
Again, very good afternoon. Actually, I prepared this slide, the whole context, but I represent, I again reiterate that the production comes about from 10 to 15% of the entire value chain, but it is still very important because I am just telling because the entire presentation I prepared with three major focus. Initially, that what is our vision for 2036 and 2047, and the policy backups, and then the production front, and what is means the trend, production trend, even after independence till 2000, and even after 2000 till 2025, and also a comparison with the world's best. In the production front, we have China as the role model, and that where lies the problem. Then again, we just we have prepared three pillars for the wholesome development of the textile sector and the possibilities for the state for coming 2036 or 2047. So, just here just we have four pillars, four verticals, you can say, that so far as the policy for 2036 and 2047, agriculture undoubtedly is the major vertical, where we have to see where how cotton we can be at par with the world's best, and how and where lies the competitive advantage of Odisha. And then again, MSME and the industry and their the supports and the employment perspectives, and also the export perspectives is the last channel. Then the policy, Sarah has already discussed that Odisha Apparel Textile Policy 2022, and so I don't want to tell all this. But here, here lies the domain expertise we have, because. For Odisha, we know that the southern and western districts of Odisha are black cotton soil, conducive for cotton cultivation, and the spinning mills were there before 2000 because of the production and the climatic suitability of these districts for cotton. But because we all know that because of the bollworm infestation, some of the problems the farmers face, and we might have observed the suicides because of the crop failure. So cotton production fell down. But later on, after introduction of the genetic modified cotton, BT cotton, since 2000. The production grew. There has been the production multiplied, and but still it is not at par with the best in the world's best, because still here actually latest figures are referring 24, 25, more than 2 lakhs hectares, but those confined to those districts only, and also around 8 lakhs bales, and but the productivity is still very low, 5 quintal per hectare. Means it is if you compare China 24 quintal and Odisha and India. Odisha, India, more or less the productivity is the same. Problems are many. Problems because if we focus this factor, we can say that the varieties, and but the mode of they are adopting large scale farming. They are adopting mechanized farming. They are adopting they have the cooperative type of things. But in contrast, we have marginal and small holders, and very scattered, and they don't have capacity to adapt and invest also in a technology in the cultivation, and also the margin is low. So the basic cotton economy of these districts thrive only on the minimum support price offered by government of India. But support price, the basics of support price, not to incentivize, not to give profit, but the basic for support price, just to incentivize the farmers when the market cost goes below the cost of production. So in that way, farmers cannot take cotton in a large scale. This is not profitable. But just imagine if suppose we had one Konark cotton spinning mill at Kesinga. So ginning mill, spinning mill. So they have means the purchasing power will be more, and the margin, price margin will also be more. So that is the main outcome. What I think for this organizing this type of conclave. Here my point is that, see, the raw material production trend, the area and production. I have I just observe the trend. The production area and production were minimal. So after the cyclone, most of our spinning mills they were defunct, and also the production is one of the major factor, because here we don't give the backups to the spinning mills. And but later on, because of BT cotton, and more than 90% of the seed happens to be in the means genetic modified BT cotton. Although those are not backed by the ministry, backed by the department, agriculture department. So because the private sector handles all these things, and here the impact of farmers they have because of smallholders. The smallholders, the farmers, they face yield instability, crop loss, and income uncertainty, and planning difficulty. So these things impact on the industry. In the industry on irregular supply, then input cost escalation, also the market instability. So the broken trade, critical gaps in the value chain. See, so far as the cotton farming is concerned, when there is yield instability, then these are the threats to the industry, and also for the ginning industry also, ginning mills or spinning mills, there is a value leakage in everywhere. So then just I have cited the case study of spinning mill of Kalahandi, Kesinga. Actually, it was the original objective of establishing such a unit there was very vital, because Kalahandi happens to be one of the largest, one of the largest grown cotton area. If we can think that re-establishing the Kesinga gimmick spinning mill, then the cotton grown in those pockets, those 8 and 9 districts, southern and western districts, they can also feed to the cotton raw material need of that unit. So here but presently, because presently these farmers they thrive based mostly on the support price, the Cotton Corporation of India and other things. They few mandis are there, so that is a pertinent problem there. So we have we can go for a cluster approach also, and we can go for all sort of incentives to the farmers, also to the spinning mill. Then sustainable spinning initiative. Your adoption of that depends. That is not my domain. Just I am skipping. So here just I am just looking forward a blueprint that modern textile legacy of Odisha with 3 pillars. So pillar 1, the fortification of the foundation, strengthening the foundation. So foundation obviously lies first lies the sourcing a good quality cotton, meeting the requirement of the spinning mills. So here improved cotton productivity I have already told, where is 5 quintal per hectare, where is 25 quintals per hectare. So there something needs to be done. And good information, the good news is that because last year budget, Honorable Prime Minister has declared 100 crore purpose for development of these varieties, biotechnology, all this, because this is a huge gap and the country loses its interest in the international market. Then the promotion of farmers aggregation and the quality, the grading and better price realization. So we have the farmers producers organization. More than around 1,000 farmers FPOs are there, and in those ways, around 30% of the FPOs are there. But still, they need this hand-holding support. They need the policy support, and then develop modern grinding infrastructure and along with in these cotton belts. So that should be the outcome and should be the interest of the policy makers. And then building infrastructure like textile parks, common facilities, and reliable power, water, and other logistics. Then second pillar, integrate the value chain. Here we all know that how much agriculture happens to be the major observer, giving maximum providers to the employment. But see the difference between the job creation capacity between the spinning mills and the apparel and garments. Obviously, if you have that infrastructure, they can absorb more employment, generate more employment. Then third pillar, empower the ecosystem. Here, Kedar sir has narrated in details that what should be the policy and how what should be the means there should be some organization like dedicated credit and working capital support, state level textile skill mission, and also sustainability means efficient processing, renewable energy, textile waste recycling, and also the market access through digital platforms, branding support, and other things. So these are the 5-point takeaway from all these three pillars: development of integrated clusters, and then stabilizing the supply chain, then promote green and circular textiles, then launch a textile mission, a skill mission, and strengthen the market linkages. So the path forward is that we should know where is our potential and where we can grow and how we can minimize the gap between the existing status and the potential. So it is a long way, but still we need to integrate, we need to coordinate, we need to execute all these things to have to build a good legacy for boosting the textile industry. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, Mr. Misra. Three pillars of resilient infrastructure ecosystem. It's very good, and thank you very much for your insights on the raw materials. Before going forward, I want to just introduce myself. I have forgot that. Right? Myself, Amulya Punti. I am the director at a strategic consulting firm called Core Carbonex Private Limited. And normally we are the consulting partner for the agriculture, for the factory manufacturing, for the sustainability, and again recycle, upcycling, reuse. Right? So we are the consulting partner, and we have recently launched our sustainable rice plant, and we have incubated at UTI, Odisha University of Technology and Research, and we have started our sustainable plants called Ribotex. Thank you. They'll give a presentation. Sir, all will come, sir. We'll discuss. Then I will request Mr. Kanti. Sorry. Okay. I'll just request Mr. Kanti Prakash Brahma. He did H&M and he will like tell about the perspective of like sourcing, sustainable sourcing. Yeah, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, so basically, we'll talk about a part of sustainability. Sustainability itself is a very broad term. There are issues related to climate, social sustainability, and so on. So the question whether wealth can be generated from waste has intrigued many. And in the coming slide, we'll see why there is lots of focus on creating wealth out of waste. Just to give you a broad idea of what is going to come next, and also so that I also keep a track on the time. We'll talk about what is closed loop supply chain, just to understand it, some key concepts of closed loop supply chain, and then we'll talk about some examples. Now, I also wanted to debate whether I should talk about closed loop supply chain in this forum, but since textile industry is emerging a lot, I mean, with H&M we are working with suppliers like Quantum. Last week in Delhi, I was talking to SCM government, who are again a big supplier in Tamil Nadu. They all are looking for India. They are actually putting up garment manufacturing places. And then, even if you are starting new, there is need to understand what is happening in the sustainability areas. There are dyes, chemicals, and so on. But then the field is also progressing to talk about newer frontiers of sustainability. The concept of closed loop supply chain gets its origin from circular economy. What exactly is circular economy? So previously, people used to produce, used to use natural resources, produce things, use them, and dispose them. That's like a traditional linear supply chain. We thought there is abundance of resources. We can create waste, and we don't have to bother. It all started with industrial engineering, industrial revolution. Prior to industrial revolution, the system was more of it's like co-living with the nature. If you look at the traditional ways, like you try to reuse material on your soil, we used to reuse garments, and we used to even create some useful material even out of used garments. But slowly with industrial revolution, with our mechanized productions, with your concentration and volume and cost, that concept went away. Circular economy talks about using waste so that waste comes back to your production system and then you generate something out of that. That generation could come from upcycle. Upcycle means you are producing something with equal or higher value out of the waste. Downcycle is basically if you take from waste from apparel industry and make rugs out of it, it's downcycle. You are actually producing something of lesser value. Circular economy is based on three concepts: elimination of waste and pollution, circular products and materials, and ensure that there is a symbiotic relationship with the nature. So the focus here is value recovery. That whether waste should go as a waste and create environmental problem, or waste should come back to production and goes into the concept of reutilization, remanufacturing, and recycling. So in the coming slide, we'll briefly discuss about different concepts associated with it. Though they appear like easy recycling and remanufacturing, there are subtle differences between them. And here we'll talk about three different aspects of closed loop supply chain. The first one is product or material acquisition. Product and material acquisition here is acquisition of used garments or used products, or even could be unused products. I will take that in a forthcoming slide, but we'll talk about what's the difference between used products and unused products. Looks easy, but it's not that easy. For example, we are using different kind of materials. They have different blends. Some are like 100% cotton. There is cotton polyester blend. If you look at a simple shirt, it would have a sewing thread which would be of different material. You would have a zipper or you would have a button of different material. Then it becomes important to segregate them. So you have collection issues, you have grading and sorting issues, and then obviously there is a need to create consumer awareness. Otherwise, you will have material collected which is basically contaminated with other waste, for example medical waste. Then that creates additional challenge. Then once the material is collected, it has to be processed. There are lots of recycling units coming up to basically focus on recycling of different material. That could be recycling, mechanical recycling or chemical recycling. But we will not go into detail on those technical aspects. We will just focus on the concept and broad umbrella terms and how they are using. And once that's using, there is a need to find out market for reproduced products. Products here could be products or materials, garment or fabric. Now we'll move to understanding how closed loop supply chain is used in textile and apparel industry. Many of you would know it. So basically, it starts with the industry starts with product design and planning. Design step itself, you are deciding lots of critical elements which will impact your operations, which will impact your recyclability or reusability of materials. Then you have material acquisition. Material acquisition could be like acquiring cotton or doing fiber production in some cases, especially man-made cases. Then manufacturing, which would involve your spinning, weaving, and garmenting. Then it goes to retail, and through retail sources go to the consumer. Now, whatever we are seeing in the black here is basically a traditional or linear supply chain. Linear supply chain doesn't consider waste or doesn't focus in waste. So it assumes that okay, you are doing some production and you will get some waste. Now, with the concerns related to environmental impact and excessive burden on nature, there is lots of discussion how to use that waste. And that's where all your red marks elements come into picture. So consumer could actually send back their post-consumer waste or garments after use or textiles after use to collection units which would go to sorting and trading, could get recycled and could come to the raw material part again and go into yarn manufacturing. So this is post-consumer waste, post-consumer uses. So there is something called pre-consumer waste or industrial waste. In each process like spinning, weaving, garment manufacturing, you will generate waste. So there is a separate stream that focuses on how to minimize waste in production, but whatever waste is generated, that also has to come back to complete the loop. In addition to that, there could be waste. If you look at high-end fashion brand, you are basically trying to predict or forecast fashion, which might not get realized. In an ideal world, we should actually see what is selling in the market and exactly produce that, but that doesn't happen. It's very difficult to figure out, and if you wait till end, you might have ending lots of cost. At the end of the day, you want consumer to get their clothing at a reasonable price. So then you will have lots of unsold garment, which will also come to this value chain, or unsold fabric for that matter. So when we are talking about it, we are primarily talking about two types of waste, as I said, pre-consumer waste and post-consumer waste. Even in current literature or current industry concept, you will not see lots of discussion around pre and post-consumer waste. There is just waste gets recycled, but there are finer differentiation between all of them. So let's look at what is product reprocessing. Product reprocessing is basically you take their used cloth and send it, either resell it after minor mending or minor repair activity, that's product reprocessing, or even people have rental models where you can use reuse product basically after washing and all. So product reprocessing, obviously you are not talking about any kind of pre-consumer waste because you are basically taking back the product and sending it back. So it's primarily post-consumer waste that is used. Again, the post-consumer waste has to be of good quality. There are two concepts like end of use and end of life. So it's something which could be still used. I mean, for a consumer, the life would have ended, but some other consumer, the life would still exist. For example, if a high-end premium brand, probably some people will use it only 3 times for them it's end of use, but still it has a life. So it could still be used for other consumers. Then there is component reprocessing. Component reprocessing is, imagine you take a garment, denim garment, and you take out different component of that and make a bag out of it. So that's like a component reprocessing. Then you have material reprocessing. Material reprocessing is basically you recycle. You take a garment, you segregate all the parts, you take the material, then you do a bit of mechanical or chemical recycling, segregate individual fibers. Once you get individual prices, again bring it back to spinning. Ideally, we should focus always in a closed loop supply chain, whatever creates the highest value. Here, product reprocessing creates the highest value because you are not undergoing any kind of manufacturing activity again. You are just doing minor repair and sending it. But if that's not possible, one should look at component reprocessing. If that's not possible, one should look at material reprocessing. Because once you're making spinning, again it has to go through the entire manufacturing process, and there will be CO2 emissions and environmental impacts associated with that. Then we'll talk about some examples. Are these concepts exist on textbook or research level, or there are industry examples of these concepts? I mean, there are Indian examples also. I've just taken some global examples. So Trader is a company. They basically generate around 260 million of annual revenue out of reselling. They take back products and they resell it after a bit of quality check and bit of repair. They have around 1.3 million active buyers. Obviously, now we are talking about US, but in India, we have seen some startups coming up with these concepts. You could always get something on rent in India. You can get high-end shoes. They are related to product reprocessing. Advantage: you can create a single platform where there could be multiple brands available, and also you will make branded products available to consumer who do not afford fast-turn products. Quite common if you would have used laptops or cell phones, which are basically comes after a bit of reprocessing. Component reprocessing, I was talking about, you take, you source different used product and then you segregate the components, and then you see, depending on the component length and size, what kind of end use you can create of this component. Then you basically reshow the component to get the end product. Then we talk about material reprocessing. In material reprocessing, as I said, there could be chemical or mechanical reprocessing. I mean, I have taken an example of Recover here. They basically collect all kind of waste, cotton waste, and normally they don't handle blended waste. They handle all kind of cotton waste, and then they create fiber out of that. Fiber length would be slightly less, cost would be low, but spinning wastages and productivity would be high. So you land up at a price which is slightly higher than your conventional cotton. But that these models already exist. Just to give a perspective, 100% of H&M's polyester is recycled polyester, and then we are talking about around 120,000 tons when I'm talking about H&M, and around 20% of a cotton is basically recycled cotton. Then, I mean, this is the last slide. I really wanted you to keep it short so that we discuss the very umbrella concept and try to understand it. Whether there are opportunities of closed loop supply chain in textile and apparel, we need to understand these concepts are easier to apply in automotive or in electronic industry because everything is standardized. So your chips or your frame of laptops, they are mostly standardized. You can exactly find out which kind of metal, or when you are talking about metal would have different melting points, so you can easily segregate them. Textile would have different dyes, different chemicals, different fiber types, different kind of appliques or different kind of threads into it, which makes it very complicated. The only way these concepts to survive is creating demanding opportunities. Demanding opportunity is, I mean, this morning somebody was mentioning in the discussion that brands don't pay a premium for this product. I mean, it's a textile and apparel is a very competitive market. So brands should be able to pay a premium to their suppliers only if the consumer is ready to pay a premium to the brands. Because businesses are also driven by profit, and profit is not a bad thing. You need profit to run your business, or you need profit to grow, or even you need profit to drive your sustainability and any other actions. I mean, there is social sustainability also, which is important, that you pay the right kind of labor, you ensure that the labor condition is good, you ensure that the working environment is good, all that needs you to generate profit. Demanding opportunities is basically creating consumer awareness, and two stakeholders are primarily responsible for it. One is obviously all the brands, because they are the interacting element with the consumer. Then there is regulation who could play a role here. By putting, for example, in Europe, there are regulations that you have to put X percentage of recycled material overall in your business. There are opportunities related to collection and reprocessing. Recently, I visited one recycling unit in Bangalore. It's a very small setup. I mean, probably it was less than 1 crore of investment. But where you collect different material, you just sort it. Once you sort it, depending on its color and depending on material type, you send it to a recycler. Uh, and there is a bit of discussion that how data and technology could be used in this area. There are challenges related to traceability and visibility. What if somebody sells a conventional material, just putting a tag that it's a recycled material? You cannot actually do a testing to find out. Then it has to come to right kind of supply chain tracking, through invoicing, and through bit of auditing and so on. Now there are recyclers who put a stasher into this recycled material. Stasher means you can actually do a chemical testing. For example, you have 100 fibers of, I mean, in a yarn you have 100 fibers of 100 fibers in a single diameter. You just put one additional fiber, which could be stressed that okay, this is coming from this technology, and you can find out that okay, this is actually coming from the real recycler. Then there is lots of data and technology application in creating databases. I mean, obviously we don't have much in India, but in Europe there are databases where you can find out how much waste is generated at which place, which municipality organization is collecting those waste, what color is waste there, and who are the recyclers. Because recyclers basically connect the entire loop, because they take it back to traditional supply chain by taking it to the spinners. Then as I was mentioning, regulation has to play a bigger role. The industry, I mean, industrial revolution started with textile and apparel, and the industry is quite matured. So you have lots of competition, it's easy to enter. And in a competitive market, a brand that is putting, or any retailer who is putting lots of investment, also has to sustain its business. And then there has to be bit of support in terms of infrastructure, in terms of creating consumer awareness, and also to penalize players who don't take care of nature or who pollute the nature. Because we also need to sustain for our future and think about the future generation. Now, all these concepts could look quite easy, but they are not. Now, let's say a government puts lots of penalty for overproduction, because overproduction is a waste. What would happen? I will try to produce at the end when I see the fashion trend and I have better idea of the demand. But the moment I do it, my production cost will increase because I'm getting less time to plan. I'm getting less time to procure my raw materials. And if my production cost is increasing and I know my consumer is price sensitive, I will end up taking some kind of decision, compromise decision either on quality or on durability of the product, which is again has negative environmental impact. So these are like classical paradoxical situations which the industry has not answered. For example, I want a durable product, so I want to use components that are better. At the same time, I want to put stronger stitches, and for which let's say I'm using polyester, then I'm mixing actually cotton and polyester, which will have impact in my waste segregation and recyclability. So while I'm balancing the durability lever of closed loop supply chain, I'm taking a compromise on recycling lever of closed loop supply chain. The point here, sooner or later, the manufacturers here basically in any emerging production location, they will start moving on these areas and focusing on these areas. Now, I would like to end with this saying that the best way to predict the future is to create it, and for any emerging location, it's important to create this future. So the answer to the initial question, can wealth be generated with waste? Answer is yes. But then this also depends on what Robert Frost has said, and which is one of the motivating point for me. Is the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kanti Prakash Rama. Lots of knowledge, right? Lots of cycles. Yeah. What is sustainability? It's simple. Close the loop. You have learned the loop, the production life cycle. Sustainability, just close the loop. That is the closed loop supply chain, right? Thank you again, Mr. Kanti Prakash Brahma. Then going forward, I would like to request Madam Priyanka Priyadarshini to give his presentations and throw some insights on our works on brand. Liva. Right. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon. So I'll start my discussion, rather I would say. I will not be presenting any slides. Rather, my discussion will be more interactive and beneficial for everybody present here on how to engage for enhancing your business and whatever knowledge you require with regards to innovation and trying viscose as a raw material for your product or organization. So, let's first discuss how and why is innovation essential for textile industry. Because it helps the sector to be more, to stay relevant, be sustainable, be competitive, and in the rapidly changing world, be resilient to towards whatever development is happening. Innovation is crucial for the heritage textile sector to balance the tradition and market relevance. So in Birla Cellulose, in our company, through Liva, our brand, is a strong example of how innovation can transform the textile value chain, especially for weavers, brands and consumers. Liva is a brand which has a natural origin. It's made from wood pulp, from Birla Cellulose, from Aditya Birla Group, made from sustainably managed forests where our wood is sourced from. It is known for combining natural comfort with modern performance and highly relevant to today's textile sector. So, natural drape, breathability, comfortable on skin, and the end product is sustainable. So these are the four benefits. We as a team, we work as value chain consultants, starting from spinners to weavers, processing houses, brands, and connecting products to end retailers. So, in our context to our discussion here, as we are discussing about the spinning sector, in which is currently very minimal in Odisha, but with regards to the weavers and power loom sector, where the products are being, the end products is happening here in Odisha. So there can be many different innovations and blends that can happen, where products like cotton viscose and silk modal blends can be offered to the consumers. Like the same developments are happening all over India, and all kind of services like technical support, like display of products and fabric swatches in our studios in India and abroad in US, Jakarta. We have our studios, we have studios in Tirupur, Noida, Surat, Bangalore, Mumbai. So we promote the products of our weavers, connect them to buyers, and ensure that they get easy business throughout the year. And when we talk about innovation at fiber stage, we offer fibers like fire retardant treated fibers, and like Mr. Gandhi spoke about recycling, we have fiber called Liva Reviva, which is we source pre-consumer waste from different manufacturing unit and then blend it with viscose to offer a recycled fiber to the spinner so that they can just weave, just they spin a yarn which is already recycled fiber that they are buying, and their core competency is weaving. They can just, sorry, in spinning, they can just spin a yarn and offer it to the industry, which is already sustainable and recycled, and it is ensuring a circular economy as well. So we spoke about recycled fibers and fire retardant fibers, which can be used for, which is used for defense uniforms, etc. We also have traceable chemical infused during our fiber manufacturing, wherein it has a blockchain facility given to the product. So if the end product, the garment has a tag, if the customer is scanning, they know from where the fabric, which weaver has weaved the fabric, which spinner has done the yarns, and the factory, the plant in which the fiber has been manufactured, to the level from the forest from where the wood has been sourced. So it's complete forest to fashion, complete tracking of the blockchain. So there is this traceability infused fibers which is being manufactured by Birla Cellulose. So I'm just introducing you all to the products so that only adoption of these can ensure innovation and a step towards circularity and sustainability without striving for finding out, and you can do what you all specialize best, that is it's either weaving or garment manufacturing or creating labels and brands using already innovated fibers. We also have Textile Research and Development Center in Gujarat, which provides cutting edge innovation for sustainable fibers, which focuses on R&D and gives you different types of blends It gives testing facilities for free for our partners, and it's a world-class, complete end-to-end solution provider with regards to R&D from fiber stage to apparel manufacturing. So it's not only business, it's handholding of partners at every step with regards to testing, with regards to market linkage, with regards to sourcing, because we have a LIVA accredited partner forum which has almost more than 2,000 partners, starting from spinner weavers, processing houses, pan India. So the entire resource and ecosystem is available, so that there is networking, and people can benefit from each other. There has been another project which I tried, which is Liva in handloom sector. So that is pan India, all the handloom heritage textile clusters like Banaras, Bhagalpur, Bujodi in Gujarat, in Assam, Jamdari Wave in West Bengal, and also clusters like Bargarh and Mayabanda in Odisha, in Khordha also. So where we have done many skill development events in association with Tata Amran as well in Mayabanda. And in Bargarh we did a natural dye training program for a 1 month. It was a 1 month long program in association with SIDBI. So there 30 weavers were trained on how to use and extract natural dyes for yarn dye, and do our weaving, bandha and weaving in Bargarh. It was very essential, and to the extension to this program, there was that association with IIM Sambalpur also. So IIM Sambalpur trained them on how they can do sell on Instagram, on the different schemes available for them, how to take financing, funding, etc. We gave the technical expertise on natural dyes. So these kind of engagements are being done in different clusters. So anybody interested can reach out to me for further association on how to leverage on further to this natural dye training program. And similarly in Mayabanda, we focused on training of cotton XL blends and fabric weaving using Birla XL and which is lyocell and cotton. So they are constantly procuring from us, and the products are being linked to Jaipur.com, which is Aditya Birla company, and many other brands who buy fabric and sarees from them. Other blends that have been promoted in Odisha are linen lyocell blend. So in Bargarh, shirting material is being done by where the warp is cotton and weft. They are using linen XL intimate blend yarns. So there are many skill development training, product development training happening in Odisha as well. So it's just, a long way to go, I would say, with regards to developments here. But the domestic consumption of viscose is more than 3,500 tons per day. And in handloom, we are currently pan India, we are doing around 22 plus tons per day consumed in handloom products only pan India. So so I will be available around, and I will leave my details. Anybody interested for discussions further, So is limitation of time, so we didn't go into much detail. But it was nice interacting, and we will be open for questions after all the panelists are done with their speech. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam, for your all the insights of the brand Liva. And I hope this corporate intervention in the handloom sector will definitely help us, the handloom community of Odisha. And looking forward to work with the handloom sectors also. Thank you, ma'am. And going forward, I'd like to request Mr. Asutosh Mohanty to deliver his speech on the strategy, government policies of government of Odisha, and also request you please close within 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, thank you.
Namaskar. That is my topic is the policy support, infrastructure and financing for the textile sector. That is why. Hence, we mentioned that Odisha, the emerging destination for textiles and apparels. These are the contents. Then we go one by one through the content. That is as per Industrial Policy Resolution IPR 2022, textile sector is declared the third sector, means very important sector for Odisha government. And at present, presence of well-known players such as Shahi Exports, Page Industries, Aditya Birla Fashion Limited, Wild Lotus, Sonal Apparel, this is the industry at present. They are established their factories in Odisha government through the policy support of the government of Odisha. Comparatively cost of production, skill of manpower, one of the lowest wage rates in the country. As we know, Odisha is famous for its cheap labor. Each and every industry you can find Odia people in as a labor. As my past experience, I had worked with 4 to 5 industries everywhere. I can find the Odia people working in textile industries. And the migrant rate of Odisha is more than other states in India. Then we go for the raw material availability, abundant raw material supply for monoethylene glycol, paraxylene, that is the PT and MEG, from the refinery of IOCL for the technical textiles. That the raw material available also is a huge amount, that as we have the Indian Oil Corporation Limited is established at the Paradip. And now the IOCL is setting up a continuous polymerization unit CPU and downstream fiber and yarn unit as well as 3 million metric ton per annum dual thread knapsack tractor in Paradip. As we all know, previously the professor from the OUT discussed regarding the availability of raw material. We know that in recent data, before 15 days, I have a discussion with the Principal Secretary Agriculture, Dr. Arvind Kumar Padi, along with the CCI personnel. As per the data for this current financial year, the average bale production is 8.41 lakhs bales, and there are 2.39 lakhs of hectares of land cultivation for the cotton. And we know there is very medium to good range of quality of cotton. That is the as per FAQ, the fair average quality. The staple length is 25 to 32 mm of cotton are available in our state. Like the district of KVK, that is the Korapur, Rayagada, Kalahandi, Balangir, Bargar, some part of Ganjam and Gajapati. And the mic value, the microtonal, which is important for the textiles, the yarn manufacturing, that is the range from starts from 4.2 to 4.8, which is useful for the best quality of yarn manufacturing cotton as well the blade and like PP and PC. Apart from that, I am not included in the slide. We are rich in tosser production also, tosser silk production. In the northern belt of Odisha, like the district of Sundargarh, Keonjhar, then Mayurbhanj, we are producing the tosser production second in the country after the Jharkhand. And now we are producing 4 types of silk. As you know, there are 4 types of silk, that is the Tashar, Mulberry, Eri and Muga, or 4 types of silks are produced in Odisha. Recently we have produced the Muga at Korapur. As you know, Muga is called the golden silk of India, and that is produced in Assam only. That is the now we have migrated from that thing to Assam from to Korapur, and there the sole trees and plantation around this project, in piloting project is success. And now government will be investing for production of the Muga silk also. The key highlights recently what happened in government sector. That is recently government have conducted, that is the Odisha Text 2025. There are signed MOU of 33 MOU have been signed with the investment of 7,808 crores. With the proposed employment of 53,300 jobs in apparel and textile sector, along with the technical textiles. And now government has declared the 5 new textile and apparel parks, that is Balangir, Jagatpur, Keonjhar, Ganja and Sambalpur district. As the industrialist is always interested, they have to invest in the district of Cuttack and Khordha. This is not the Odisha. Odisha is from the Mankarika to Mayurbhanj, Bargarh to Chilika. Then the government is interested, the industrials have come and invest throughout the state, so that the people can employ everywhere of the Odisha. And in the last Making Odisha Conclave, which is called the Utkarsh Odisha 2025, in the textile and apparel sector, around MOUs have been signed, and 1,098 crores investment has come, and the employment percentage activity is the 47,400 plus. Then why industry has come to Odisha? What they get benefits that other states by our state? That is the enhanced incentive of the OATTP policy in 2022, Odisha Apparel Technical Textile Policy. Recently, our beloved Honorable Chief Minister have enhanced the 1,000 rupees per month. That is for a female worker 7,000 rupees and for male worker 6,000 rupees per month for 60 months. One industry can get 60 months employment cost subsidy at the rate of for female worker 7,000 and for male worker 6,000 per month for 60 months. Apart from that, successful operational of apparel incubation center. Recently, we have an apparel incubation center at Patia. My senior Mukesh is an incubator for that. There are 3-story buildings with the financial involvement of 13 crores from Government of India, Ministry of Textile. And that apparel incubation center is running smoothly. And now we propose another apparel incubation center at Bargarh. And the construction work is going to be closed shortly, and incubator selection will be taken place. Then the strategic, if you go for the logistic, the strategic location advantage, we have 3 ports, that is the Paradip, Dhamra and Gopalpur, with a low export logistic cost. Then the sector specific opportunity for companies. As I told, now I told there are 5 textile parks area has been declared by government. Apart from that, initially 1 technical textile park has been declared in Bhadra, where development planned over 100 acres for land at Bhadra, anchored by the 300 kiloton per annum capacity polyester plant by IOCL, IOCL itself going to produce 300 kiloton per annum polyester chips and filaments through IOCL only. There is a factor door availability, that is the road connectivity to national highway, electricity through the dedicated 33 by 11 kilovolt substation, water supply by our state government, that is the State Industrial Development Corporation. If we location based, the Dhamra port around 60 km, the Bhattara railway station 16 km, the Vijayapatna International Airport is 128 km, and national highway the other side of the park. This is the major highlights as per our policy. My department, handling textiles and handicraft, given 3 incentive particulars, that is the employment cost subsidy, capital investment subsidy, and
Professor Misra sir and Mr. Ashutosh also regarding cotton cultivation information. I am just recalling the status since 1993 onward. In 93, when I visited different cotton clusters in the state of Odisha, only 10,000 bales were produced by the cotton in the state of Odisha. During 2014, it has been enhanced up to 3 lakh cotton bales per annum in the state of Odisha. Now it has reached 8.41 lakhs, means the scale of escalation in the production of cotton, how it has increased, and what are the effect, major steps taken by Government of Odisha, Agriculture Department, and with the technical support of OUAT and our esteemed professors, made the Odisha cotton cultivation up to 8.41 lakh bales. This it is a matter of celebration, I can tell you. And still we are in lagging as because it is only 2% production of the overall content. Now in this forum, I am requesting our esteemed professor sir and government officer Mr. Ashutosh, I am requesting they should make a proposal for enhancement of at least 10% of the total production in the country to achieve, particularly in the southwest Odisha, where the main resource for cotton cultivation is generated. That means in black soil it has to be cultivated. Maybe it may be BT cotton, Barcelona 30 cotton. Still, the quality and the yielding part in cotton cultivation, definitely it is higher than our national level, maybe lower in international level, but still it is higher in the state, in our national level. So my suggestion to our professors, Agriculture Department and OUAT professors and Mr. Ashutosh, at least take 10 acres of land in that belt as if it is their decision in the support of CCI and our office to take an initiative for 10 acres only as a pilot project where the production can be started and our yielding will be enhanced more than 600, which is less than 600. I think Professor sir will be agree with me. So this is the major steps to be taken by our government of Odisha, as because the government of Odisha Agriculture Department, they are very keen about the production of the cotton. In second one, it can be treated as a white gold. So my request and my suggestion also regarding cotton cultivation. Second part, spinning, and second part is ginning, I can say. Ginning almost more than 40 units in that belt. So whenever the cotton production will be enhanced, automatically the ginners will come out. Definitely they will come and they will set their units. So ginning part we should not be worried. Only our worry part will be cotton cultivation in our southwest of Odisha. Then I am coming to spinning part. Spinning in all over India, as per the census is concerned, we are in advanced stage. So spinning, though we don't have any spinning units in the state, still whatever cotton production will be there, that has to be go all over India. Not necessarily it will be contributed to the state of Odisha. If this still suppose as per IPR of government of Odisha, if some spinning mills are coming up, it is good. Will it good? Will encourage also? No problem. So spinning all over India, it is in a saturated state and it is over capacity also. Third point, I am coming to weaving sector, particularly power loom weaving sector. Handloom weavers are there, still power loom weaving sector. Only 2,400 power looms are there in the state of Odisha. And almost all old and obsolete with obsolete technologies. Means all plain power looms manufacturing low cost products, which is not at all desirable, and their earning part is very negligible. So to boost the power loom sector in the state, whatever policy now announced by our government of Odisha, what Mr. Ashutosh announced just now recently, my suggestion is at least minimum we should go for semi-automatic, not for, we should not give any chance for plain power loom for giving any subsidy. Only semi-automatic looms may be provided with the state subsidies and with maintenance of minimum economic size. What should be our minimum economic size? Our professors in OET, they are and they are having also costing section. They will calculate to the best of my knowledge. Minimum 6 looms should be the minimum economic size, so that a weaver they can run the unit smoothly and he will get his back in a proper way. Regarding training part, training our integrated textile apparel and development center in Cuttack is there, that is located at IT campus of the ITT Chodha, and we are having trained officials. In addition, if it is required, we will hire the professionals and we will give the training. It is not a matter of posting, and that part will be taken care by our office. Regarding processing sector in Odisha, we are lacking. First, before going for processing, our present existing capacity has to be strengthened, and we are having ready-made garment units and upcoming ready-made garments are there. So processing units, it is the investment of big. So at present, we may go for small processing or just hand processing unit that will suffice at the present situation, and it will serve to our handloom sector also. So this is my information. And second thing, Government of India, now they have going to launch a app, self-uploading lab. That app itself, it will go to the individual entrepreneurs. They will upload their information in the app so that the statistical information can be disseminated and it can be uploaded in the government website. And the second policy decision can be taken by the Ministry of Textile. Further, during the month of January, that to second week of January, there will be a conference of all India textile departments at Guwahati. There are some announcements declared by our Honorable Minister. So we are waiting for that. Thank you very much for Utkal Chamber of Commerce giving me the opportunity to discuss about this matter. Thank you very much.
Thank you.